that they are really putting a lot into us to show that we have room to grow, show that there is space for us to grow in leadership. So it's something that resonated with me, that FMN is here to give us the chance and the opportunity to grow as leaders.
Fantastic. Let's give her a round of applause. There's an intentional communication that comes with branding. So you cannot but pay attention to your branding. When we talk about who are you, it's about what you are communicating, what people remember you for. Oh, she's someone that I gave an assignment and she came back and she wowed me. Oh, she's someone that I gave an assignment, I don't have to be chasing her up and down. She keeps to her word. She has integrity. He's someone that he challenges you, come to your office and he'll ask you questions. Sir, what about this? He shows he's thinking on his feet. So all of these attributes are really what defines your uniqueness. But the question I want to ask everyone in the room this morning is, who are you? Have you taken that time to sit back and try and understand yourself? Because if you don't have your uniqueness, you realize that you want to be everybody else. God bless this generation. A lot of things everywhere. Piercing here, which is okay, but does it really define who you are? I don't speak to people about dressing, but they know me. I am intentional with my dressing. And that becomes an image. And when I go for events, speaking events, people come, because I'm very intentional about it. The reason is because you are influencing people every day. You know, let me put a step back. I wasn't always like this. So the early stage of my career, like I said yesterday, quiet, introverted, I lacked self-confidence. I just like to do my thing and do it very well. I remember there was a day when I was working at DHL 2007. Yes, before I joined Accenture. I came to the office with slippers. Mrs. Show, she was our finance manager then. So I had to do something in finance department. So I worked in the finance department. I walked to her desk. I remember that day like yesterday. And she looked at me and said, "What are you wearing?" I said, "Ma," I looked at myself. I'm not dirty, I'm not smelly. "What are you wearing?" I said, "Ma." I didn't know I was lost. And she said, "You can be well put together and be better presented than this." What is this? I felt embarrassed. So I left that day. And the first thing I did was, going forward, I started wearing loafers, covered shoes. And, just being a regular girl. So I left the organization after about a couple of months. Then I got into another company, Accenture. There was a day I came, I wore trousers. You know when you hang trousers, it leaves that hanger line. So when you hang it at the middle, I wore a trouser, the hanger line was showing. And I got to the office that day. I said, "Good morning, ma." The look she gave me, I was like, "Good morning, ma." I was like, "Have I done anything? Is the report wrong?" So I was thinking of work immediately. She looked at me and said, "What is this?" I said, "What do you mean, ma?" I just said, my trouser is not rumpled. She said, "Can't you see the line of the hanger on it?" I said, "Oh." And then I'm like, so I started paying a lot of attention to my clothing. Then she would come, and at some point she started giving me clothing. She said, "You need to work with your colors. Know the colors that match. Sometimes, and then know how you match things." Anyway, to cut the long story short, our own toxicity on my life, it's all about grooming. Look, image. But guess what? Today I'm better off for it. So the Lara that people see in FLAP today was Lara that was groomed and coached by her line manager. For me, it wasn't just about work. She ensured that I looked the part, and that accelerated my promotion, in all honesty. I started dressing like a manager, even before I became a manager. You would see me in my suit, clean. I was always intentional with my looks, my heels. Even when I was pregnant, I would still do heels by fire by force. I'm like, madam, please, 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 because of this baby, can you drop these heels? But my point is, today, it's part of what helps boost my self-confidence. Because then I was very timid. It's helped me boost my self-confidence when I dress well, and then colors and all of those. I had to take a couple of trainings, self-image trainings and all of those. But today, it pays off.
We learned the importance of personal branding and how, what people see could shape the perception of you. Having a good personal brand plus a growth mindset would lead to success.
So something that I took away was that your personal branding is really important as much as how competent you are. That you can be able to do the job very well, but if you don't present yourself well, it's like a negative on your side.
Today happens to be the last day we will be in this classroom. Is somebody feeling somehow? I will miss you guys. I will miss you guys. But the journey has started, right? This journey it was established virtually. We started, conversing virtually as well. We had the interview, and here we are. Never forget, ratio 600. So while you are in your unit, see yourself as what do the militaries call, battalion, right? As the leader of a battalion, because you've got the opportunity to come through the door to represent those that were not able to come. So, and never forget, Lara asked you a question: who are you? You may not have identified who you truly are right about now. You're not the only one. There are certain things I got to learn when I got to the adult age after 18 years. And it doesn't define your level of success, okay? But you can start from now.